The one of the reasons why we wanted to get together and I wanted to make you first is we've really worked together for a number of years. And American Saver has been at the top of my list of ones that I think is not only reliable as far as a business opportunity, it's something that I could tell anybody to go and be able to make money with. So it's always see red, white, and blue, and it's always see a good, reliable company out there.
We're very patriotic, Kevin.
Very patriotic. You guys are, in a sense, whom you're dealing with as well. I've seen have a number of backgrounds. One or two might even have a veteran background. So I had sent you over a handy dandy checklist of questions, so I don't try to throw people. We're going to be doing this each week with one CEO expert, somebody on your level, to allow people to know. And the entire point of doing this is to give people a different perspective, not just a 2D perspective. You go to a portal, you look at a listing, you fill out the consummate lead form. The lead form then goes to the salesperson, et cetera. Anybody listening, by the way, looking in the camera, we do have phone numbers on there. You can call. You can pick up the phone and you can call the salesperson directly. And that's really where we're trying to go. So as you saw from some of the new overhaul from the website, my whole ethos is to use technology, connect shoppers and buyers in new ways. And this is going to be one of them, to allow people to know, just in a quick video, who is American Saver, what do you do, how to get involved, roughly how much is the cost, and who is it going to be good for. So I had opened with a question of, if you could share a quote, that's generally how I get to know people. But I think for this video being our first, and you being as you with your advertising background, you might be able to just kind of give a summation of who you are, what you do, whom it's good for, and kind of break it down for us, if you'd be so kind.
Sure. Well, first of all, I want to tell you, I think this only lasts 20 minutes on Zoom, so we have to be careful, but we'll do what we can do. When I was about 11 years old, I was watching TV one night, and it was all about life on the circus. So this worker guy comes up to his person he reported to and says, "Hey boss, we got problems." And the boss said, "There are no problems, only opportunities." And all my life, I consider myself a good listener. So I look out there for opportunities. Let me give you an example. Back in 1973, I was approached by Ralph's Grocery Stores, the #1 supermarket in Southern California, that they needed to buy 50 trips to Las Vegas. The time I had a barter business, we had the trips, went down there, we sold it to them. And I offered to take trade. He said, "No, we'll pay it cash. So it's just too expensive for us to trade. We don't have that kind of markup." So I was down there on the way down there one day, and I heard a commercial for Ralph's. It said, "We're the #1 attraction in Southern California." So I got in there. I said, "Guy, is that true? You're the #1 attraction?" He said, "Yeah. More people go to Ralph's every day than go to Disneyland or McDonald's."
That's insane. That's astounding numbers.
So I thought to myself, opportunity. Inside Ralph's would be a great place to distribute something. What would you distribute? Well, what do people like when they go to the supermarket? Coupons. They like to save money. And candidly, that was the start of whatever I've done since then. Our slogan for American Saver is save time, save money, have more fun. And every business I've been in since that time has been based on that philosophy.
You can't beat that. And you being a veteran in the industry have also been able to see ups and downs. You saw the last boom cycle for home business. The economy's super hot right now, and it looks like we're going to go into a trend again where many people are going to be pulling back and potentially entering the industry. That was one idea that I had about positioning yours as not only one of the veterans in the industry, but so you're almost impervious. No matter what the economy does, you can do well. As a matter of fact, if the economy actually, let's say, tanks almost completely, you actually do very well. Could you explain that a little bit?
Yes, well, let me explain something. When we started American Saver, based on my supermarket experiences, which were publishing a magazine, we decided after the 2007, 2008 period, that wasn't the way to go. So what we did is we converted it to a savings club based around a membership, and you don't have to print anything. You don't have to risk all that money with mailing and anything else. We just have a membership card. And what we've done now is we currently have over 300,000 offers that people can save money on for $30 a year. So how do we distribute it? Well, good question. We have what we call independent owner operators. And what they basically do is they have a territory. And within that territory, they basically go to schools and nonprofits and offer them the opportunity to share in the money that they make. So when a school or nonprofit sells it, part of the money goes to the IOO, part goes to the school, and then we get the balance.
And an IOO is an independent operator.
Independent owner operator, yeah. And by the way, with what we do, we also share the profits with 5 nonprofits. We have Make-A-Wish Foundation, we have Feeding America, we have American Cancer Society, we have Gary Sinise Foundation, and ASPCA. So we try and give a little bit to everybody. We don't give a lot for each membership, but with our goals to sell as many memberships, they're all going to do quite well, and we're glad to do it.
I like value-added programs, as you know, anything like Tom's or any give-back programs, to where, and yours are specifically given to not only things that are close to you, but as the investigated charities that you have. And I know we're limited on time on this video, but I did want to get into the charities that you do give money to, because all of them are vetted opportunities. All of them are doing good thing and, the quote, boots on the ground, and have never been investigated for anything. These are nationally known, type of organizations. And the ASPCA is one of them that's really, true to my heart as well. So,
Me too.
there's some really good stuff there. So we appreciate that.
The Gary Sinise Foundation is very important too, because it helps veterans, and
that's also a great one. Yeah.
And as a cancer survivor, I can personally tell you that American Cancer Society is also a very good one.
Of course.
And by the way, speaking about adding on things and doing more, you've done that too all your career. When you developed shopabizop.com, you always deliver more than you say you're going to deliver. And I think that's very, very important. And that's why I can also, with people that are looking to do something like what we're doing here, if they have a business similar, I would also recommend you as someone they should talk to.
Thank you very much. I've tried to always go the extra yard, and try to make that part of kind of like my ethos, as far as what we're doing with the new shopabizop.com. I know I'm new kind of to, this element, of what I'm doing, and I appreciate all of you guys supporting me. It's been a heck of a trip the last couple months, but we're really finally pulling together the close cycle. And what I mean by that is every new website goes through some of the nuances of getting designed, getting your feet wet, getting your SEO, getting your leads, paying for your traffic, getting some quality leads coming in, having advertisers stick with you long enough that see the up and close cycle, and then can make some really golden, $5, $10, $15,000 sales, to where their minimal amount of money ends up being, tenfold as far as the payoff goes, as far as advertising.
Yeah, and candidly, even though you're the new kid on the block, so to say, we've gotten a better response from you than we have the other sites. Now will you pay me the $5,000 commission you told me you'd pay me for giving this testimonial?
Yes.
No, seriously, we have done better with you than we have.
It's on the way. No, I really appreciate that. That's that I'm embarrassed. That'll go a long way, as far as hopefully telling people that I'm really here for the long run, not only for advertising, points, but and we'll get into this later as far as in the next weeks to come, but there is going to be a mechanism that will help people on a free basis that don't know exactly what to do. They get it. 96% of all people who get involved in a business like this fail. Always wondered why. People always say, oh, it's the person not doing it. It's the whole show. It's the mill.
It is.
And if that can be broken for several people, and you've helped me kind of frame this entire, I guess we'll end up really being a show. We'll help people be able to understand that there's a lot more tools out there than they know. And if they employ them, not just what they're being sold in the back office and drip systems.
Sure.
Your dog ate your homework type of emails is not going to get somebody to up and buy. You really need to, get more involved in the buying process also, and due diligence. That was one of the questions that you had answered so adeptly that since we're in limited time, I won't go over. But one of the things that you had mentioned is the type and quality of people that you're working with. I want to emphasize you're different in the industry. There's probably 6 to 8 to maybe 10 people that I deal with that are extraordinarily different, that have a background in what they're doing. So they understand not all sales are going to be, and not all leads are going to be the same, but there is a methodology to sales. You have to touch people up to 12 times. You have to call people multiple times. There has to be a sequence to the whole thing. It can't just be, oh, I sent them a SMS and, they didn't respond. Even though they might be a millennial, they're hit with so much information when they start shopping. Often it's a good time to go back later. Hence the article today about, quote, dead leads. There are no dead leads. If they're continuously pursuing an account like yours, as a matter of fact, that one person, I'm not going to name his name because if he ends up doing business with you, but he had signed up 3 different times. And that sparked the article today about duplicates. Are they really interested, or are they clogging the system? I found they're of true value to the companies like yourselves. So in any case, could you give a little bit of insight into the quality of person that you're looking to work with for American Saver?
Sure. Well, number one, I want to say that there's a key word in all of this that we look for in people we talk to, and that word is, are they a good listener? And
Okay.
to start off with, before I even talk to someone, try and sell them what I've got, I want to find out what they're looking for. If they're not looking for something that we can offer, then we have a very short conversation. Tell them right to go back to shopabizop.com and look for something else. But seriously speaking, we really only want people who are a good fit for us, because we don't want people out there that say, you know what, I tried American Saver and it just didn't work. If by the time our interview process is done, we can pretty much assure you that that person will be successful. Interestingly enough, we tell our people they don't have to be good at sales. They have to be good at telling. Our product sells itself. Everybody wins with our product. It's good for the people, the fundraisers, because they can make money.
Mm-hmm.
It's good for the independent owner operator because they'll make money.
Mm-hmm.
And it's good for the consumer because when they buy that membership for $30 a year, they'll save a ton of money. My wife and I, Becky, we've saved over $800 in 1 year using our membership.
Wow, it's amazing. Well, I know it works at the movie theaters because I used it.
That's right. We've done that. We've used it for 2 hotels. And by the way, we're much better than Priceline or any of those because we don't get a commission on it.
Huh. I didn't know that, actually.
Yeah, it's good. We saved money on a car rental. We saved money at movie theaters, at restaurants, and we bought a lot of merchandise. And by the way, we also get a lot of stuff online.
Yeah, I was, as you know, I was amazed. I live in a very small island community down here in Florida, right outside of Miami. And Captain Joe's ended up being on your list. Captain Joe's is a canoe and kayak rental that is a boat club that's a mile down. It's the only business in our community.
Wow.
There's no other than our Shell station. You have to leave the community. There's no other public service here. On the island. I thought that was amazing. When you say what's around, where can this really be used? I'm not just saying this in the camera. I actually tested this. I wanted to see where it's actually going to be used. So I did it. I signed up, I downloaded, I used the app. It was seamless. Love your app, by the way. I don't know how much money was spent on that, but I'm a little jealous. And then I started going through what's near me. It was very easy to use. The nav was very simple to use. Again, I'm a little jealous. And the things that were popping up there were astounding. Everything from women's waxing to dental. It was amazing. I mean, it was absolutely amazing of how many things that you could save money on. And I know, in a great economy, no one wants to save money. Why? Why would you not want to? If you can, if you can just show them a card, it's like AAA. Why would you not want to? So when I went to the movies, I think I used the app actually, which they did something with the screen or they scanned something or whatever. It was super simple. It was seamless. It was easy. I forgot how much I saved, but I think it was $4 a ticket. That was substantial. I mean, $8, they paid for my popcorn. So that was pretty amazing. And then the other thing that I found that was really neat is they were cognizant and aware that you guys existed at a local movie theater in Aventura Mall in Florida. And very often when you get to that end person, you always feel it's going to be some sort of problem. Is it going to be easy to use? Am I going to feel embarrassed in line? It was just point, point, have a nice day, sir. You know, that was it. That was amazing.
Yeah, and the good news is with 300,000 offers, there will be a problem now and then. But good news, there's a number to call on your membership and on your phone that tells you what to call right then and there, and they'll take care of it for you.
Yeah, I saw that. I just didn't have any problems, so I didn't encounter that. That's fantastic. So, well, as far as the business opportunity goes, can you tell us how much it costs? And what are the I always call it minnow to whale sliding scale is like,
Sure.
kind of like my nickname over the years. But what's the least amount of money, and what is truthfully what's the largest investment?
Well, here's the good news. Basically, we don't charge a licensing fee. We don't charge for training. We don't charge for all of our collateral material or video or audio or anything else we have, or for the mobile app. All people do is buy memberships. So we have 3 different levels. If someone just wants to do this part-time, $4.99 or $4.95, to start, but you get memberships for that. And you're getting them at a better price than you're going to get them from then on. So when you get those memberships, you sell those and you've already made money. If you want to do what we prefer, the independent owner operator, that's $49.95. That gets you a territory of 250,000 homes. We train you how to go to schools, nonprofits, and other businesses to not only sell the membership cards, but you can also sell more merchant agreements. You can add merchants to our 300,000. So that becomes a good value. And then our premier program is called the Regional Vice President. We have 2 levels. One is 25,000, one is 50,000. And the 25,000 gets you 750,000 population territory. The 50,000 gets you $1.5 million, and that's as big as most cities.
Yeah, sure.
Those are the programs.
That's the size of 1/3 of Miami, so that's huge. And the merchant part of this is, I don't know if that's fairly new. It's fairly new to my knowledge about what you're doing, and I know that's big money over a long period of time. It's also passive income and money while you're sleeping income. And I know a lot of people are going to watch this video are going to want passive income, sleeping, and sleeping income. So subscribe now, to our further videos and get more information on that. But that is true, correct?
Yeah, that is true. But something else too. We have what we call the residual income as well. So
right. I'm sorry. Okay.
When someone buys a membership, we're going to start in 10 months from them. We're going to remind them it's about time to renew. When they do, both the nonprofit, the person who sold it, also get residual income. So it's just like an insurance policy. You keep making money year after year after year.
Right. And more, like many things, it's actually cumulative, like a snowball. That tiny little account, that one account actually can become really significant over a long period of time. I had talked to somebody who was involved with one of the other operations for I think 12 years, and his 6 original accounts have now amassed an amazing amount of money over that period of time. So
that's awesome. That's
great.
So
with you, if somebody's somebody's thinking about getting involved in the business, $5,000, simple, easy, probably put it on a credit card. Do you finance?
We are just working on that now. We do not have that solidified, but we are working on that.
Third party?
Pardon? Third party.
Third party. Okay.
Yeah.
I figured you had something going with that in the works. So someone could, in theory, if you didn't have it on a credit card, you can work with them and figure out something to make that happen. Okay. And on the lesser level, that's super easy entry is $495 is really easy to enter. I always recommend that people enter into something. I know I'm trying to upsell you on fries with that, but if you're really going to do something, do it on a level where you have a vested interest in the program. It's not something you're thinking about doing. It's not something that you want to do. It's not something that's aspirational. It's operational. And a lot of people that buy into the $500, be very honest, never end up doing anything with it. It's one of those businesses in a box. So if we can persuade people to look at you guys for the larger types of audiences, between me and you, I think they're going to do better, but they can also upgrade from the $495 to the $5,000. Isn't that right?
Anytime they want to.
Anytime. Okay. So I was reading that on the website this morning. One of the things that I love, by the way, was one of the processes, one of the questions was question 11. What process do you follow to successfully close on a lead to make that final, kind of closure? And do you have any tips for people? And I know that's a little extraneous, but the reason I entered into this part of the conversation on that is, how do you get people, I've noticed that you have a success rate that others don't. Sally Smith comes in, she buys in American Saver, and then nothing for a lot of the other companies, because they have literally no one to train them. It's a business in an actual literal physical box, and there's nobody actually there to train. You're different. It's interesting. You're vetting the people up front so you can candidly help them with sales on the back end. Is that true?
We have 5 different levels of training. One is that twice a month, our VP of sales actually has a Zoom meeting with our entire sales force. The second way is that as often as weekly, he will talk to each person individually. The third way is that I'm involved once a month in a brainstorming session, because I'm the idea man. I come up with ideas. Well, it's getting to be October, getting close to the holidays. People are grateful. They live their life in gratitude. This makes a great gift to give them. The fourth way is we have everything recorded, so people can go on and listen to any recordings we have, because we can play them. They can play them back as often as they want to. And the fifth way is we can have what we call a 4-legged sales call through Zoom to get them started for the first 3 sales that they make. We will be glad to initiate a Zoom meeting with them and their client, sit in with them, and help close the deal.
As you know, I'm a huge proponent of video. That's where we're going with Shop a Biz On. Almost exclusively video, to where we want to connect buyers and sellers together, not only using technology, but also using common sense when somebody's buying an opportunity, so they buy it, open it, and flourish and do well and have success with that business. And American Saver is one of those that not only could you do this with, but could you tell people how can they get involved?
Yeah, basically when we do an interview process, it's a little bit different than most people. We don't want to sell them. We want them to sell us. We want to make sure that they're right for what we have to offer. We have a pretty good reputation out there. In fact, I think we have an excellent reputation. And we want to make sure that everybody who comes in is going to really represent us honestly, help everybody be successful, because that's what we're all about. This is something that's really good for everybody, and we want to keep it that way. And at the same time, we want to do what we say: save time, save money, have more fun. So you, as an independent owner operator, we want you to have fun too. This should not be something that's real difficult. It should be something that's fun and rewarding to do.
Well, as you know, it's rare having something fun, rewarding to do, and that actually can make money, that's legitimate, that has a nice backing and some great people involved. I've seen recently a little bit of expansion, some folks on the LinkedIn pages coming around, and that's really nice to see. Their background, the ilk of people that you're dealing with is so different than a lot of the other fundraising folks. I think there might be a little bit of a mill there on their end. To where, it seems so low, to get involved in some of these that are only a couple $100, but they're not really giving you anything other than a canned email to send to your local church. Well, that local church is being hit 35 times by a fundraiser.
Sure.
You need something that is, that is quality, that is proven, that is, like AAA rated, essentially, that's, that's American Saver. So anyway, that's why, part and parcel to circle back around, that's why I picked you guys as the first one. The help that you've given me since I've opened has been, and several others that are out there, thank you, that honestly, it took a family to get to this point, but I do truly appreciate it. And where we're going in the future, we're going to be revisiting this quite a bit with you as the one of the experts that will soon be involved in the show that we've been discussing, that will not only help people understand, who they are in relation to their business, but also give them some of the tools that they're going to need to succeed, which you ironically sell. Part of that merchant service can be applied to every single advertiser that I deal with on a consistent day-by-day basis. I don't know about percentages, but let's say 3/4 of them, they don't know it exists. They don't know that they can be making money overnight as a business owner. They
Sure.
bought into an opportunity. They have blinders on. They're thinking about only the revenue streams that are involved that they're being told. They're not actually, excuse me, they don't understand that, we'll pick merchant, that there's another huge passive revenue stream that's below it that they're really missing out on in many cases. So, I'm very eager to get people in touch. Is there a phone number that you could give out that people could call?
If they would like to call me personally, my number is 623-505-7196. Now, keep in mind, you people on the East Coast, we don't get up early, and we're 3 hours behind time from you. So call after 10 a.m. Mountain Time.
Very good. I appreciate you giving out that personal phone number. That was very nice. So we look forward to chatting again. And I could not thank you again enough. And once this goes live, I think a lot of people will understand a lot more about American Saver, why they should get involved with it, and now how.
And Kevin, thank you for not only what you're doing for us sellers, but what you're doing for the buyers as well. You really are the complete package, or as they say, the whole enchilada, and we appreciate it.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
Okay.